They called me on Friday afternoon and said, you know, Mr. Spyrou, now you need to go to an on-call hospital because by Monday you won't be alive. I won't hide from you that at least 7, 8, 9, 10 people have died next to me. I mean, I would just turn and see death right beside me. Oh, my boy, what happened to you? Oh, I said, why are you guys talking to me like that? No, man, I don't want anyone to pity me. I'm not to be pitied. Let others be crybabies. I'm not to be pitied. So, like I told you, I adapt. You know what I say? It's actually a good thing that what happened to me happened. Did you hear what I just said? I'm grateful that what happened to me happened. And he says to me, Mr. Spyrou, how are you feeling? How did you get here? By ambulance or by taxi? For the dialysis. And I tell him, I walked here from Piraeus. He says, what? I do aerobics. It's 45 minutes. He says, and how do you feel? I say, I'm just fine. I was doing dialysis, and I don't do 3 hours, I do 5 because of my height and weight. So 5 hours lying on my back in a bed. As soon as I finish this, he says, you're going home to rest now, right? I reply, no, I'll walk back, do aerobics, work, eat at home, and then I have personal training sessions until evening. He just looked at me. And he wanted me to give him stuff. I told him, my friend, I don't sell anything. I'm a coach. Being a coach is different from being a drug dealer.
Welcome to MuscleTalk. My name is Konstantinos Eftaklakis. I am the founder of SafeStar, and today I have with me Mr. Manolis Spyrou. How are you, Mr. Manolis?
I'm very well. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you. It's an honor for me.
I'm honored. Thank you very much.
So, do you want to start right away? We are at W Strength and Health Club in Mosquito, Athens. Mr. Manolis, I would like us to go back in time and talk about how you started in sports.
The truth is that I started bodybuilding because I wanted to change my appearance. When I was young, I was a very self-conscious child about my appearance because I was, imagine, I'll tell you, 17 years old, about 2 or 3 in height, 65 kilos. My nickname back in high school was Steka. And I had the luck or misfortune that all my classmates and friends were well-built kids. And I was 2 heads taller, and my knees were bigger than my legs, than my thighs. So I desperately wanted to change that appearance. I won't tell you that I did it because I wanted to get big arms or show off. Because even now, at my age and after all these years, showing off was never on my mind. I did it purely for myself, for Manolis. Even the photos that are on Instagram, on Facebook, all of that were taken when people were gone or it was very late at night. Did I wait for everyone to leave just to pose and post those photos? Or at the beach, you would never see me get up and walk around like the show-offs. Nothing like that.
It's very important what you're saying, that you started from a certain point. I mean, I thought you started from a point where you were the cool kid, like the kid at school who is...
Nothing like that, no. Of course, I had good genetics when it came to basketball. I was really tall and I was very explosive for a tall guy. I mean, I could dunk easily. I had a really high jump. I was the fastest in school, but I didn't have the mass I wanted so that I could feel good about myself.
So, did you start with basketball?
I started with basketball, and fortunately, why do I say the word fortunately? I had a motorcycle accident. I broke my kneecap into 3 pieces. And the words of 5 orthopedic doctors at the time were, I won't say the name of the most famous one, who was holding the x-ray and said, well, tall guy, forget. Not just being a champion, but sports in general, because you'll never walk properly again in your life. So I was looking at him, and you know what I was saying to myself? What are you talking about, man? And because I was a very rebellious kid, really by nature, like my mother would say, don't put your hand in the socket, and I would even lick my finger before putting it in. Since he told me that, I had no choice but to get an office job. My brain just doesn't accept those kinds of instructions.
There's no such thing as I can't.
No, there's no such thing as I can't. There's the power of the mind. And I set my mind that I would get better. Within a year, contrary to what the doctors were telling me, not to do this, not to do that.
How old do you mean? 17?
I was under 20, yes.
So he's telling you at the most crucial age, let's say when your career is just starting, someone tells you you can't.
Yes, it was the best boost someone could give me. The phrase "you can't" means the opposite to me. Do it. Well, I remember myself going to the beach at night. I grew up in Aegina. My roots are from Crete. My mom is from Spetses, my dad, and we grew up on the beautiful island of Aegina. And I used to go to the beach at night at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and at first I would walk, and later, as my quadriceps got stronger, I jogged lightly on the sand and in the sea. Then, with isometric exercises, with weights and all that, I managed to bring my quadriceps, which had atrophied, back into symmetry. It had become like my wrist from the fracture, and I started lifting weights and fell in love with this sport. I had used dumbbells before too. I fell in love with this sport very much. And I'm telling you again, not because of what it offered me in terms of my appearance, even though my appearance was changing. Since I was a kid, I liked seeing things change on my body and getting rid of that insecurity I had inside me and liking myself, not to please others. I don't care at all about showing off or impressing girls or anything like that, not at all.
Did you do it for yourself?
For me, for my own psychology. Even now I say, you know what? And to my clients I say, do this thing first and foremost for your own psychology, because it's psychotherapy, it's self-cleansing. It's like someone goes into the gym covered in mud and comes out washed clean. Like a car that goes in muddy and comes out spotless. Yeah, man, I feel really good. I mean, I'll get up in the morning, I'll go do my cardio. And I like to do it in nature. Sometimes I can do it on the treadmill, but mostly I prefer to be in nature, to see the sky, the sun, the sea.
I wanted to ask you, so you started with basketball, for sure. Strength training, they probably had you do weights, right?
They had me? Who?
The coaches, I guess?
No, those things didn't exist then. I was alone.
Oh, you went alone, and over there you didn't love it from the start.
I loved it from the start. It happened in my third year of high school, maybe the second or third year. A magazine fell into my hands back then when my classmates were bringing magazines, a magazine from that time called Athletis. And with the drink, I opened it and saw those bodies inside. I said, I want to become like that too. I want to be like that too. I liked it.
He was a role model.
You know, I was seeing that, do you know what? I was looking at the ancient statues, the ancient Greeks, that all the ancient Greeks were like that. I was looking at that, so that impressed me. I have an athletic Greek mentality, clearly. I was born for sports. I love it. I love the work I do, and I like changing lives. First, I'll shift your mindset and your body will follow. So if you don't become an athlete here, that's not going to follow, okay? It did me a lot of good in general. Even in some interviews I had given in the past, a journalist told me back then, Mr. Spyrou, why did you choose bodybuilding, which has no profit?
Which has no money.
And you didn't choose basketball, even though I started as a basketball player and had some very good offers back then. And my answer was, it's like you're asking me, I told her, why did I marry the one I'm in love with and love and not the other one who has a dowry?
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same thing. Bodybuilding for me was a way of life. It was psychotherapy. It was what changed me as a person, and it was what got me through very difficult situations. Even through the loss of my loved ones, it made me much stronger. If I start telling you what happened to me and what this sport has done for me, we'll be here for days. I'm just telling you that if you use it the right way, this sport, it changes lives for the better. If you don't use it well, if you're born an asshole, it makes you an even bigger asshole. That's it.
So does it have to do with your personality, with your character?
Yes, yes, it's purely about that, yes.
Where did it help you?
In becoming a better person, a better husband, a better father, a better coach, a better athlete. An athlete inside and out. Not to show off my body. Having a really nice body and being empty inside is like having a very expensive car, but the engine inside is rotten and nothing works. You're completely rotten.
But many people choose that though.
I don't care what others do at all. I don't care what others do or what they say, because unfortunately, I love a sport. I won't tell you 95%. I'll tell you at least 90%. What they care about is the physique and nothing else. When I go out with my wife, with friends, with couples, man, I'm not talking about bodybuilding, seriously. Bodybuilding is in here. All right, look, I'm speaking from the perspective of an athlete who has been competing for many years. So when I go out, there are plenty of nice things to talk about. When I go home, there are other things besides bodybuilding.
Many people are on one side, they don't see other things. And in the end, does that burn you out? How can we put it?
Yes, I've seen many people burn out. And to be completely empty.
And if that is lost, what happens next? Everyone gets lost.
Everyone and everything. You only have what interests you.
But when did you realize that? Because surely we've all been at the point where it was only that, I believe.
I believe, listen to what I'm going to tell you, I'll speak to you very honestly. From the moment I started, I was like that. I mean, at 22, 23 years old, I started preparing for my first Panhellenic competition. I won it, the heavyweight category back then, and I won it. I'll tell you something, I don't mind at all, and it doesn't bother me what people might think. The first time I took substances, medication in my life, I was 27 years old. Until I was 27, I had competed in 2 or 3 competitions, I remember, and I hadn't taken anything. All right? I was just so meticulous with my diet, so focused mentally. Since then, with my training, I lost interest. I went through a phase of trying to lift heavy weights. Okay, at 23, 24, 25, I was benching 200 kilos. Yeah, I'd go home, take off my shirt, look at myself in the mirror and say, come on man, you're benching 200 kilos. Why isn't your chest like that champion's who lifts the same weight as you? So something wasn't right. What wasn't right was that my levers, because of my height, I told you I'm 2 meters 3 because of my height. How much do you bench press, Mr. Spyrou? Big foul language question, just like another one they've asked me and that many still do. What do you do to get taller so we can too? For questions like that, I'll give matching answers. All right, in the bench press then, someone who's 1.60 meters or 1.70 meters from point A to B, that's a 30 centimeter movement. All right, that's me. So I produce more work than someone who's much shorter than me. Yes, the time under tension, the time the bar is in my hands is much longer, so what I manage to do is just satisfy my ego. I lift a lot, but in competitions, the amount doesn't matter. On stage, there's no sign showing I lifted 200 kilos. People only see your physique. So I had to find ways to develop my muscles in such a way that I wouldn't get injured. I've never been injured. Never. And look, I did very intense workouts. I just used my mind. I wasn't trying to impress the guy next to me or the girl on the treadmill who doesn't care how much weight I'm lifting. I was focused on getting better every single day. For me, Manolis, my competitor, was myself, not the person next to me. I always admired in a good way and envied in a good way someone who was better than me. He did things that made me say, look, if he can do it, then I can too. The first races I went to watch were in 1987. I remember it now at the Kaluta Theatre.
Mr. Odysseia?
No, it was Panhellenic, at the Kaluta Theatre, Panhellenic. And I remember the person who later became my best man, Yanis Vasalos, went up on stage. That was the first time I saw him. When I saw the body, I was with some high school classmates. And when I saw that body up on stage and saw his abs, I said, oh, I want those abs too. Do you know what the guy beside me said? Come on, man, it's all drugs. If you take them too, you'll look like that. Now, if I tell you what the guy next to me looks like, he can't even move because of how overweight he is. All right, it's not drugs, my friend.
That's what everyone says.
I told you, I don't care what everyone else does. We said, what is people's opinion worth? Like what?
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion, everyone has an asshole. So if you start paying attention, in the past, I used to care about what people thought. But as the years go by, you see that the haters, the lazy ones, those who won't achieve anything in their lives, their only concern is how to criticize others. I completely removed them from my life. I'm still trying to get them out. I'm still trying, because I always have. I'm like a magnet and they stick to me. But my wife has also helped me a lot with this, who is my support. I'm a good engine, but Maria is my steering wheel. And she helps me stay on the straight path. So when she sees something going off to the right or left, my wife shakes me.
So she has supported you?
Very much. Very much. Maria, my wife, is my third wife. I have a very good relationship with my previous two wives. Maria is friends with my ex-wife. They are friends. We all get along very well. I love them. They love me. But Maria is my support. She is the one who helped me a lot with psychological issues.
In difficult situations?
In very difficult situations.
So, I want us to go back a bit to what we were saying about the race, when you said that you participated in races. And I want you to tell me, among all these races in your career, which one stands out to you? Which one has stayed with you, I mean?
I won't tell you about a race where I came first. I've been Greek champion 8 times. I won't tell you in how many other races I could have won. Since everyone knows it, you must realize all sorts of things happen in every sport.
Unfairness, yes.
I never complained. An athlete who beat me when he shouldn't have, I went and shook his hand and said congratulations. I never went out afterwards saying he shouldn't have won. Look at how we're standing next to each other and all that. I don't do those things. I went and shook his hand, and I remember in a match where...
But no matter what you say, nothing changes, no matter what anyone does.
I believe you ruin your image. I remember in a match that really impressed me, we all know Spyrou and who he is. All right? I mean, Greek bodybuilding means Spyros and Pornazos. He was the first back then, and I admired him, and I still admire him a lot. So, in a competition where I was supposed to come first, I didn't. Okay, I shake hands. Congratulations. Applause for the winner. Spyros and Pornazos stood up from the audience. He stood up, went in front of the judges, and said to them, "No, he's the winner." And he pointed at me and then came and shook my hand. I believe that was my medal at that moment. And then everyone from the stadium came and took pictures with me. I was very happy and honored for that.
He recognized you.
Yes, it was a name I admired since I was a kid.
I want us to talk a bit now, because a lot of people will find excuses. You had the height 2 meters and 3, and I want you to tell me, how did you see that? Was it an advantage? Did you see it as a challenge? Surely they criticized you. Did they tell you, what are you trying to do in bodybuilding?
I'll tell you something. Everyone told me, even my parents and everyone in my circle, what are you trying to do? You're not cut out for bodybuilding, okay? I told you something before because I'm a very reactive person, and if you tell me I can't do something, I'll do it. Even if the world turns upside down. So I started working out with such intensity and such a mindset and such. My diet was strict. I even weighed every grain of rice. I never strayed at all except for one Sunday when I would have a meal of my choice. And it's a way of life that I still follow even now, and I don't miss eating anything. If I do miss something, okay, I'll eat it. I know what I'll do the next day to make up for it a bit. So, this height I have is definitely not an advantage. There's no one else at this height. In fact, an athlete I admire has written, Mr. Triantafilo, you've interviewed him. He had written in an article at some point about bodybuilding. Yes, he had written something somewhere, and I have saved it, this article, that Manolis Spyrou has built this body at this height, which is extremely difficult. Sure, a short guy can beat him, but the short guy can't get taller. And no other tall guy can build that muscle mass and that definition, that symmetry at this height. Do you know how I managed that? With visualization. I mean, I would go to the gym and I was the sculptor of my own body. Like I said, I wasn't just going there to randomly lose weight.
That's what bodybuilding is.
Bodybuilding, for me personally, is body sculpting. It's about gaining a lot of muscle mass and having a body that is
freak, to be a freak, so to speak.
I'm not a fan of that kind of bodybuilding.
Which category did you compete in? Was it the open?
I didn't compete in the open. There was no classic physique back then. I competed in classic physique in the last 2 years.
So you competed then?
Yes, I won it. I won it in 2018, the Elastic Classic. I had to lose some weight because I was competing at around 120 kilos. I got down to 122. I had to get down to 115, 113. And everyone was telling me that I looked much better with this kind of definition because I was getting down to some pretty extreme definition. I got down to 3.3% body fat. My body structure also plays a role.
The mold.
I was an ectomorphic person, so for me, getting ripped was very easy. It was hard for me to put on muscle mass, and since I wasn't a big eater, I couldn't eat a lot. I mean, the calories I was consuming were for a 90-kilo athlete, not for someone who weighs 120. You might say now, you'll say now, the drugs you were taking, huh?
Everyone blames it on that.
I don't want to hear any foul language. It doesn't matter. My personal athletic opinion doesn't matter, because even with the athletes I've coached, I've made them stop. Out of 10, the 7 things they used to do from previous cycles, and we achieved much better results. So it does matter how cerebral you are in training, how focused you are on what you're doing. Genetics definitely help. I was born 5.5 kilos. And I was breastfed until... Should we do something now, like a live call? If he picks up.
Who are you calling?
My mom.
She'll tell them, huh?
I'll tell you, wait, let her pick up. Let's see if she went shopping. Or church, but it's not that time. Maybe I'll call her a bit later. She probably can't hear it.
You'll call her later.
I'll call her later so she can tell you.
Here you go.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, my boy.
How are you?
And you?
I'm fine, Mom. All is well.
You're not sleeping yet, huh?
No, I'm at the gym. So, let me tell you, I'm here with a friend of mine. And this friend of mine asked me, until what age was I breastfed? And I said, let me call the person in charge to answer you. So tell us.
Manoli, don't make me feel bad.
Why?
Because you're a big kid.
What was I?
Well, you weren't 2 years old or 1 year old still breastfeeding. You were almost 4 and something.
I was breastfeeding until I was 4.5 years old, yes.
Oh my God, with you. You remind me of the old days.
Lots of kisses, I love you, bye.
Bye.
I was born at 5.5 kilos and breastfed until I was 4.5. By then, I looked like I was 7. Okay?
Mother's milk is...
Mother's milk, yes. That's how it was with Mrs. Nicky.
So it plays a role. You took advantage of everything.
I used my mind, my friend, because there are many who might have. One guy told me he was born weighing 6 kilos, and another said he was breastfed until he was 5 years old. What matters is what you want in life, so I wanted to change my appearance. The competitions came because I liked and loved this sport, but my goal was not to get on stage. I liked the preparation. All this period of time, all these months, the preparation.
To put yourself, that is, in a...
The journey matters. I really like this journey.
And I believe that the one who gets somewhere does so because he enjoys the journey, not the result.
No, never. I was never interested at all. At first, I can tell you that, I remember my first match that I was backstage where we were warming up. And I was embarrassed to go out. I looked at those beside me and wondered, how are they like that next to me? I felt small, even at the end.
And at the end?
As soon as we step on stage and see the cameras, and I'm like this, I wasn't looking at all at what's happening next to me. I didn't care at all who was next to me. I was looking the judges in the eyes. Man, it was like it was my own space. I felt so comfortable. I was the only one smiling up on stage, and I felt amazing. And I won my first match. I also won my second match. In the third match, did I come in second? Yes. Then I won again in 99, and in 2000 I won again. And after that, there were more victories. But I'm telling you, my greatest joy in the competitions was when I didn't come in first, but in the end, the people and their love were directed at me. The particular person I mentioned earlier pointed to me, and I was in very good shape, and that gave me the strength to keep going. It's not that when something happens to me, I give up. No, when something happens to me, that's when I push even harder.
I want to ask, what were you aiming for then? Were you aiming to build a career through bodybuilding?
No, I wasn't interested. I was interested in competing and being better than I was before, but I repeat, not in competing for the place I would get.
For personal improvement.
I was interested in the preparation, meaning the purpose. To get up in the morning, go do my cardio, prepare my meals, work out. To push myself to the limit. All of this with...
It fulfilled you.
Very much. That's who I am. That's who I am. I'm not modest. I demand things. Well, where do you want to go? Every day goes by for me. I want to reach even higher. I'm not modest. I want more. I want more. I want more. For my best. We're not just talking about the body. In general. In my life, I want to become...
In every aspect.
Above all, a better father. I adore my little daughter. She is my whole life. I want to become a better husband. I want to become a better coach. If you ask me if I know, okay, I know up until today. Tomorrow, new things have come out. I am a lifelong student. I study a lot. I want to become a better person. I am, and I am grateful that I am abundant. Do you know what abundant means? Someone who has a lot? No. Someone who has no envy. I do not envy. Others envy me. Let them envy. I do not envy. A lot of people tell me, he said this about you. Okay, let them talk.
That doesn't help you in any way. If something doesn't give you value, you don't even need to listen to it.
I don't pay any attention. Back when I used to care, believe me, it really affected my psychology. So what matters to me right now is to have a really good mindset. so that I can get better every day on a daily basis at what I do. All right? All those things I told you? No, to have a better body.
Mr. Manolis, you covered us. I would like us to move on to what is the most important lesson you learned in bodybuilding.
That it has really improved my inner world.
What do you mean by that?
That it doesn't have so much to do with outward appearance, but more with your way of thinking, with what you generally do in your life. I mean, all this struggle that happens in the gym, your goals. I won't say that I have deprivations. I mean, it's something I chose to do, so I don't consider it a deprivation. Not to eat the pizza. I'll eat it at some point, okay? One Sunday I'll eat it. But all this makes you able to control yourself. And this has a very positive effect on everything you do in your life, whether it's on a professional level or a personal level.
You control your choices.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. It's the only thing you can control in life. Nothing else is within your control.
Which other things can't you control?
Okay, now if a health issue comes up,
Say that too.
you can't control the weather or anything else, only yourself.
I can control the weather. Do you know how?
Yes, with my mind.
No, my mother will call me and say, "Oh, my child, the weather is terrible today, it's raining a lot," okay? Or in the summer, "Oh, it's so hot, oh my." Okay, do you know what I say? All right, it's raining, the rainwater's nature. I'll get up in the morning with the rain to do some cardio. I really like getting wet and running. Hot? Ah, nice heat, we'll go swimming today. So the point is to see things from their positive side. If you're just going to be fatalistic and whine about everything...
It's about how you see things.
Yeah, man.
There's always both the positive and the negative.
I focus on the positive. Here's an example. I've worked nights for years. We'll talk about that later too. So I remember that we used to finish at dawn from a club, 6:30, 7 in the morning, and while I was busy, and at the time I was getting off work, me and a guy, a bartender, a friend, "Hey there, Chichla." His nickname was Chichlas. He also wanted to change his appearance because he was skinny. I told him, "We'll start in the morning after the bar, and instead of going to eat tripe soup and stews at dawn and drinking, we'll go do some cardio." And in the morning, after the bar, we would take off our regular clothes and put on track suits and run. I remember I was living at Marina Zees back then, and we would run at Marina Zees.
Running, huh?
Like jogging, aerobic. I never really ran. I did aerobic exercise.
You changed his routine.
I'll tell you now why I'm saying this. As I was doing my aerobic exercise, with Tassos next to me, Tassos would turn his head and look to the right where there were buses, motorcycles with cut exhaust doing wheelies, taxi drivers making rude gestures, swearing, people cursing.
In the morning, right?
In the morning, yes. Do you know where I was looking? Instead of looking to the right where all those things were, I was looking to the left. Do you know what was on the left? The sea, facing Edina, where I could see it. The sky, the seagulls, nature. So it's your choice where you look, okay? It's my choice where I look. I don't want to look at the darkness. I want to look at something that makes my soul feel good. That's how I try to walk through my life as well.
All this wears you down. It wears you down over the years.
People don't understand it, okay? Like when one of my students comes to the gym, a very well-known female student of mine, a political figure. "Hello, my Athena." She walked into the gym and immediately said, "Forget it today," without even greeting me or acknowledging what happened. I say, stop. She says, what happened? Get out of the gym now. She says, what? I say, get out of the gym. She says, what should I do? Sit for 5 minutes. I don't know what you'll do. Pray. I don't know what you'll do. And then you'll come in and say good evening to me with a smile. And then we'll start the training. Because if you come into the gym and start telling me about your argument last night with your partner, about the tax office that fined you, about anything negative, and I'm trying to train you while your cortisol is through the roof, taking your money is pointless for me, because nothing works when your cortisol is that high. So I need to sit down for 5 minutes and talk to you, make you feel good. So we can get in and do a really good brain workout. So training, bodybuilding isn't just lifting weights up and down, right? It's like painting. You have to learn how to paint.
I can't understand it.
If you can't make brush strokes, the artwork won't look good. So when I practice, I put on my headphones and I'm in my own world. And I make love to the weights. Don't come and do that to me. All right? You're ruining my love. All right? Don't do this to me. I'm in my own world. I'm in my self-healing, my psychotherapy. It's something I do for myself. It's just 1 hour. I won't ruin it for anyone. And I'll tell you something else that's worth saying. At my gym that I had in Aegina, I had bought a new high-displacement motorcycle, and I was preparing for races. And at the moment when I was on my last set and struggling, someone comes up to me and does this. Mr. Manolis, Mr. Manolis, Mr. Manolis, I tell him. Not now, later, later. Mr. Manolis. Oh, I say to him, what do you want? Is that motorcycle outside yours? He told me the brand of the motorcycle. I said, yes, they're stealing it. Okay, what would you do? You would go see what's going on, right? To catch the situation in time? No.
Crazy.
I finished the training, I swear to you, everyone there in Aegina knows it. I finished the training, no one stopped my training, and I just made a call and they brought my bike back, the ones who were supposed to bring it to me.
But you had it in your mind.
What? Which one?
That someone would bring it.
I thought about it afterwards. At that moment I was painting. Don't ruin my work.
So you didn't really care that much about the machine?
At that moment, no. At that moment, no. I said, I'll finish the training and then I'll think about what I'll do. If you add another thought and another thought and another thought on top of an action, the action underneath gets ruined. I'm not telling you I was born this way. I've taken my share of knocks in life to end up thinking like this. And that's what I try to teach the people I take on. And believe me, I'm not really the type to take people on. I have athletes, but I want them to be athletes here. Everyone else, stay away. I don't want them. People who want self-improvement mentally.
So you see it overall, not just when you go...
You know what? I have a very close friend who came to the gym back then with serious psychological problems and was taking 3 or 4 different kinds of psychiatric medication. You know that with exercise and diet, we stopped all of them, and now she's an athlete and feels really good. And her psychiatrist was saying, what happened? Madam Psychiatrist, you never tell a patient. What do you eat and what diet are you on? To exercise, all these things that affect the brain's serotonin a lot, but instead you just give pills, both in coaching and in medicine. Because it has happened in my career that I have trained many doctors who have no knowledge about nutrition. And if I ask you how many hours they are taught about nutrition at university, do you know?
Zero. Essentially, they focus on their own field.
I was invited to a seminar the other day by 2 amazing scientists, and out of the 300 people there, about 220 were doctors, as usual. So, and they turned and said one of them is a doctor and very famous at Harvard, that one in particular. And he turned and said, when a patient comes in, do you ask them what they've eaten, what they eat, what they drink? No. What's wrong with you? This. Take this pill. Your back hurts? Okay. Take Masulit. You give them mesulid and end up damaging 10 other things, and you don't tell them, hey man, change your diet, lose 10 kilos, and your back won't hurt.
But what do you think now? That it's naturally the doctor's fault, but isn't it also the patient's fault?
But there isn't proper information. We're an uneducated people. There's no education.
Yes, that's what I wanted to ask. For example, someone with a back problem. They should think of the doctor right away.
Of course, they haven't been told. They should go to the doctor. Of course, they should go to the doctor.
They should also explore things they don't understand.
It's the doctor's responsibility, not just the doctor's. It's generally society's responsibility to tell doctors, you need to be educated about some things regarding human nutrition because we are what we eat. That is, even the male hormonal system is directly related to nutrition, to good cholesterol.
Yes, what I want to tell you now.
Can I give you statins, doctor, since you prescribe them?
Or the other thing they tell you, stop lifting weights or stop exercising.
Why stop exercising just because something happened to you? Depending on what you have, you should do the appropriate exercise, not stop exercising, but how to do it. So if you have something, for example, you shouldn't exercise with very high intensity. Okay, do it with less intensity, but keep exercising, keep walking. It's good for you. Healthy eating is very beneficial. What you eat is good for you. I was invited to a school to talk to kids about the dangers of drugs and anabolic steroids and to talk about the importance of proper nutrition for an adult. And I ask, and I say to the principal who had called me to his office, I say, do you want me to talk to the kids using scientific terms because no one will understand anything? Should I speak their language? And he turns to me and says, yes, he says. Yes, he tells me, but watch your words. There will be parents and teachers taking notes, so don't say anything you shouldn't. So if I ask you, or rather if I tell you what question they asked me in the classroom, in 11th and 10th grade, they asked me about medicine. Should I take this or that? I replied, hey man, can I ask what you eat for breakfast? How much protein is in 100 grams of chicken? How many carbs does an apple have? A tablespoon, you idiot. How much quality fat does it have? No one knew how to answer. But everyone knows through this here, all the drugs, okay? Is it possible to let me ride a racing motorcycle when I don't even know how to ride a bicycle yet? I'm going to crash.
And that's how everyone falls for it.
They fall for it? Yes, most people do, okay? Most people fall for it. There are some who are very lucky. I mean, I know people who, okay, it's been many years, but because of DNA, because of 1,000 things, maybe they take really good care of themselves and get checkups.
I'm asking now, since you mentioned it.
Yes.
Do you think that's to blame, or are the parents to blame?
Do you think that my mom, who is a housewife, taught me certain things even though my mom hadn't already been taught those things by my grandfather and grandmother? It's definitely the responsibility of my own upbringing, and I'm very grateful for those treasures. The parents I had, I still have my mom. I had parents who were real treasures because they taught me to love, they taught me to respect, and they taught me to be abundant, not to envy. So, but the thing is, for my mom to teach me about nutrition, she didn't know herself. For her to teach me not to take steroids, she doesn't even know what that is. That is also my own responsibility, to find the right people and the right guidance. I am grateful at the beginning of my career, even though I didn't have anyone to help me until I was 48. I was preparing on my own from all the seminars I've attended and everything I've done in my life, both abroad and with the trips for seminars. And from some people whom I am grateful to for giving me bad advice, because even from bad advice you learn what is right. If you make the same mistake again, you're the fool. It's not the other person's fault for telling you.
I'm talking about minors, let's say. Over there, we all see everything that's being said, but not all of us go down that path.
All right, let me tell you something now. I remember at a gym in the past, a young guy came up to me and said, are you Manolis Spyrou? I told him, I'm Manolis Spyrou. So he says, I take this. He told me about 7 kinds of drugs. I remember it like it was yesterday.
And he was young in age?
22. I say to him, hey buddy, I say. He says to me, what else should I take? His arm, his bicep was like your wrist. You couldn't even tell he was working out. So what should I take? I told him, listen, let me tell you something. I did what I mentioned earlier about how many carbs an apple has. How much protein chicken has? How many carbs rice has?
He didn't know anything.
What are your macros? How much daily protein do you get? He just stared at me, mouth open. I tell him, let's go outside for a bit because there are a lot of people in the gym. We go outside, I take him out, I tell him, man, learn the basics first. And when you reach an age where you want to do something more like that, not from me, I'm not your doctor, I'm not your endocrinologist, okay? I don't sell drugs, I don't sell drugs. I give advice so you don't get yourself in trouble. All right? And those who have come to me as competitors, believe me, I've cut 70% of their cycle because it's not necessary. The other person sees you as money. All right? I don't see you that way. I don't need to see you that way.
But that's extreme, isn't it?
No, I mostly care about my students' health. So you think I should just see you for the money, tell you what to take, and get a few hundred or €1,000 from it? I can't sleep at night without tossing and turning. I don't belong to that kind of mentality. All right, I'm sensitive, I'm not insensitive, I care about the person in front of me. I tell the other guy, with all these foul language you're taking, do you want to become a father later?
He doesn't care.
No.
He knows everything.
He wants to, yes, and let me tell you, he came to me acting like I should give him things. I told him, my friend, I don't sell, I'm a coach. Being a coach is different from being a drug dealer. Did you get it? So, I don't sell. To advise you from where you go and get them, how to use 2 or 3 substances and not 103 like you use now. Back in those days, guys, we used to work with 2 or 3 little things, all right? Now I see there are 500,000 things out there. Sure, they've come out. You'll tell me it's evolving, but you know what doesn't evolve? Your will. I want to build a body, I want to slim down. Yeah, man, you want to slim down, but do you have the will? Wanting is one thing, having the will is another. What does want mean? It means that I'll get up in the morning, whether I feel like it or not. I'll get my butt out of bed and go do what I have to do. I'll cook, I'll eat what I need to, I'll weigh it. Someone else will come, put the cheese pie under my nose, and I'll tell myself, you don't need that fuel. Come on, man, you boring guy, why aren't you drinking? At night when I was working, not a drop. I don't drink? Okay. But at 7 in the morning, I was up and getting ready to go do my cardio after. And the others were crawling on all fours, pissed drunk from too much booze, and they had taken their girlfriends and were screwing them in the bathrooms. Who's the boring one, me or them? So, there's a bit of a lack of the drive we old-timers used to have. We used to walk into the gym with fire in our eyes. Now they think that if they just take more gear and do some light stuff, that's enough. He tells me, look how much I'm lifting. That doesn't mean much to me. I'm interested in both how much weight you're lifting and your exercise form. If you're doing bicep curls but cheating so much it looks like a deadlift. Well, you're an idiot. I can't deal with you. I'll tell you a few things. But if you don't understand, you came to me asking for drugs and I told you I don't give them out. But I can help you with nutrition and you can do great things just with diet. I've helped some people completely without anything else. I won't mention anyone, you know who he is. In the first years of his career, he didn't take anything and he won every year for 6 years. All right, when did I take medicine for the first time in my life? At 27, and I had already won 2 national championships before that. At 27 years old, I took medicine for the first time in my life, the very first time. Was I scared? Oh man, I was terrified. And now I see it right away. Instead of sitting down to eat the chicken, it's easier for someone to just take medicine. We were a different breed back then.
Is it because things are more ready-made now?
In general, things are much more ready-made now than they were. You know, in the 90s, that's it, okay? It plays a big role. And you know what? And athletes are a bit more averse to hard work now, too. I mean, as soon as I tell him, when you reach 100% of your pain, let me know. And he tells me, since I know what you feel when you work out, I'm inside your head. And at 60%, he tells me, I can't go on, I can't go on. What do you mean you can't go on? And I tell him, let's push a little more. He does another 10 reps. What do you mean you can't go on? You just did 10 more. So you're not at 99% like you say, you're at 60.
His mind can't do it.
His mind can't do it. Also, they try to get the repetition out with the wrong movement.
To cheat.
The tempo of the movement plays a big role. It's what I'm telling you, what I'm telling them. Try, in your movement, to have your mind inside the muscle. What you're doing is a mental sport. They build, either the very genetically gifted or those who think. Both can build, but you have to use it, even the genetically gifted. So, in order to compete at Olympia,
you have to know what you're doing.
No, listen, you need to be extremely genetically gifted, basically a genetic freak. But that doesn't mean that those who compete at the Olympia don't train extremely hard, or that they don't do what they have to do. I'm not saying they don't take much more than past Olympia competitors. The substances used now have nothing to do with the ones back then. All right, but I'm a bit of a fan of the 90s, when the bodies were a bit more...
hard.
They were aesthetic. Now you see, the most unaesthetic one can win.
They see things differently.
Now you see some bellies like these, some man boobs like these.
Very bad image.
Yes, it's a bad image. In my eyes, someone else might like it. I respect those who like it.
And that's why the classic had become popular with people.
Let me tell you, classic is now more accepted by people than bodybuilding is. Much more accepted.
The word says it all. When you go to the open, they call it a freak show. It means you won't see anything beautiful.
And it's about what each person likes.
But you were going for something more aesthetic, as we said before.
And when I was competing, I was looking to see if I could put on more weight. I mean, I've reached a body weight from 65 kilos where I started. At some point, I managed to do it, of course, with a lot of effort and in my own way.
How much?
142 kilos. Weighing 142 kilos, I didn't have chubby cheeks.
Abs.
No, I had bicep veins and visible abs, all normal. All right?
But you weren't competitive, though?
I definitely wasn't competitive.
At 120, let's say.
And at 130, I had body fat percentages below 7%, 8%. But at 120 kilos, I believe I was what I wanted to be. All right? What I wanted to be. Going down and walking 10 steps and getting out of breath, that's not what I wanted.
Would you like to move on now to...
Earlier when we discussed something, I want to mention it, about how people see me on the street. Like as if I'm a freak.
I think it's in the question.
Oh, it exists? We'll say it. Perfect.
Later on. Now I want to ask you, let's move on a bit to the part about, in general, what jobs have you done to support the sport? In general, to support your life. I want you to tell me a bit. You said you used to work at night.
Yes.
How were things over there?
Let's start a little earlier. 13 years old.
Yes.
When I was as thin as a stick.
Were you working?
Of course. Would I be like this otherwise? No, man, that's shameful. Since I can work, why should I be a burden? I'm not saying my parents haven't helped a lot. I'm one of the really lucky kids. But because I wanted to contribute too, I would say I wanted to get this. I wasn't frugal. I wanted to get those pants, those shoes. I wanted to go on vacation there. So instead of just staying home with a cigarette and a frappe, feeling satisfied, I said, to do all those other things I have to work. I won't burden my parents. So, at 13 years old in Aegina, the older folks will remember me. I used to unload trucks with potatoes, with watermelons. I've worked in construction. I've been through it. Know what my worst job was? Waiter. No way. I felt uncomfortable because everyone was looking at me for how I was.
It didn't fit.
No, I mean 2 or 3, 65, 70 kilos, and I'm there with the discus. I was a spectacle. Now, about the night, I'll tell you this.
You went out at night later, after gaining the weight?
Yes, I was. I started working nights when I was 22 years old.
And why did that happen? How did you choose it?
When I opened my first gym, I opened it when I was 22 years old. When I was discharged from the army. And because I joined the army a bit older, I was discharged from the army and I set up my first gym. So I was getting ready, and in 93, 94, somewhere around there, 5, when was it? Yeah, 94.
In Aegina?
No, in Aegina I built my gym, the first one. And the second gym I built was also in Aegina. So, the second gym was a super luxurious place, which wasn't just a gym. It also had a large area for aerobics, and it had an outdoor area for aerobics in nature. We had a very nice large yard with a garden all around. It had a bar, sauna, solarium, and I was the first one who had aesthetics in the gym, and it had photolysis, it had various things, it had an esthetician.
What time period are you talking about now?
We're talking about the 90s now. So,
it wasn't just gyms. I mean, you didn't just have a weight room, let's say 5 bars.
No, nothing like that. It was a state-of-the-art place with everything inside. But I had to make money for my competitions, and I didn't want to take the money from the gym, which I used to support my family, and put it into bodybuilding, because we didn't get any help from bodybuilding. I mean, if I wanted to compete abroad, I had to pay for my own plane tickets, hotels, and food. All of that came out of my own pocket. So, I had to get a second job so I could live the way I wanted, more comfortably. I wasn't frugal. I wanted to do things. I wanted to go on vacation. I wanted to buy a gift for my wife. I wanted all sorts of things, so I had to work.
Extra.
Definitely. And then night fell in 92. It lasted 18 years.
From 22 to 40.
Until 40, I'll tell you until when it was. Until I was 41, when I became a father. I worked until 40, yes, until my wife got pregnant, my second wife. And I have worked in shops.
What have you gained from all that? From all those years?
Don't even ask, we're writing a book. Back then, the night had nothing to do with how it is now. Back then, the people we used to let into the clubs on the coastal road where I worked, on Poseidonos Avenue here, that's where I worked. There was a place, I won't say the name. On Fridays, we let in 3,500 people, and on Saturdays, 5,000 people would come in. With DJs from abroad, with dancers, with female dancers from abroad. The people who came into the club were all 50-50, meaning it wasn't 1,000 men and 1 woman. Not at all, it was 50-50. Meaning those who weren't supposed to get into the club wouldn't get in. Very politely. I didn't use my physique to act tough. Like a brute at the door, but in a very polite way. I was turning people down and they'd say, "Thank you very much." That's the point, not to act tough or like a bouncer or anything like that. It's nothing like that. No, I know almost all the guys from the nightlife scene. I don't have any dislikes. I believe I'm respected and liked, but I can't belong to certain mindsets that aren't my own. I mean, I couldn't do things that would just bring me money, but would hurt other people. One incident is, I was security for someone, a prominent gentleman and political figure at the time. who at some point told me I want to be with my wife and for you to go here, there to the stadium and for me to feel safe. That was my job. And maybe I'll tell you something else, that I was the one who chose whom I would go to. They didn't choose me. I mean, if I didn't like someone, their face, their attitude, goodbye, I didn't want it. But wherever I was needed, and the money was good, really good back then, I would go because that person wanted to have a good time with his wife, with his kids. And not just anyone going and bothering and causing trouble. That particular gentleman back then, I remember, let's have a little laugh. He comes up to me and says, "Come here, let me tell you something." He says, "Since I see you can talk well, I want you to take these." And he opens his wallet, back then 1,000 drachma bills, and he pulls out a wad of 1,000 drachma bills this thick. "Take these," he says, "and I want you to go and straighten things out." I remember the exact words, "Because I'm sleeping with his wife, and since he's found out, he's going to expose me on television, in the newspapers, and all that." So you understand, my political career is over. And I turn to him and say, "Well, take these back." "Me," I tell him, "I'm not doing what you're telling me. Isn't it enough, man, to be both cheated on and beaten up? All right, I mean, I'll go home later and out of guilt I won't sleep for years. I'm not doing it. I won't do it. Others do it." Okay, he kicked me out. In my twin genetic glands, I don't care. I don't do those things. I wasn't born for that. I was born for other things. All right, that thing with the night and others.
You were a proper professional. You didn't do things.
I don't know if you can call it proper. I'm proper with Manolis. I try to be proper with myself, to feel good about myself.
Don't you put money above yourself?
No, never, 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 never. I told you something. I'm a happy person, and I do things in my life to be happy and to keep so that I can be happy. First of all, I have to provide for my own people. If I have the ability and I provide for my own people, and I'm not just talking about providing this, other things too, then I am very happy.
So, you like providing for others?
Yes, I like to provide security. Do you know what a psychologist I train has said? I say to her, "Hey Mary, can I ask you something? Why do all the women and all the men come to me and tell me their problems? I mean, do I attract it?" She says to me, "Listen, I'll tell you something. Your appearance in general and your build give off a dad vibe. Should I go to my dad and tell him my complaint?" All right, sure. But alongside those seeking my advice, there are also idiots around me. So now after 48, I'm 54 now, after 48, I tried to get the idiots away from me. But people who are in need and truly need help, it satisfies me to help them. It's another thing that out of 100 times I've done something, in 98 of them I haven't even heard a thank you. So what? Is it worth doing it? Yes. Why? Because I do it for myself. I did what I wanted to do for myself, for my own sake. Now, if someone else appreciates it, that's their business. If I hear a thank you, oh, even better. I had a kid I used to train when he was 22, 21 years old. He competed in tournaments, and even now that he's 45, a family man and a gym owner. He calls me on holidays, on my birthday. "My teacher, how are you? Are you well?" I notice how respectfully he speaks to me or acknowledges me. Yeah, there are others who think they've got the Pope by the balls. May everyone be well. May they be well.
I believe respect.
It doesn't exist, man, easily. I've learned to show respect.
Yes, but you earn it, you can earn it.
You might be able to earn it, but there are others who won't, no matter what, no matter what.
They don't appreciate it?
Oh, no way, not at all. You've done so many good things here. You've done this. You've improved their health. And in the end,
they might not even talk to you afterwards.
When they talk to you, no. Is it possible? No, they don't talk to you.
Do you want us to move on from this topic?
Which one?
Shall we move on to another topic?
Oh, yes.
So, I want you to tell us about the part of your television career now. How did you get into this field? Just tell us in general. I don't know much about this field.
By chance.
Advertisements?
By chance. Yes, by chance, by chance, by chance in 90, when was it? 92? No, 98, 98. If I remember correctly. I acted in a movie by Parakis, the female company. You'll ask me what I did, what role? Well, what do I usually do, guys? Ugly face about this tall. So the role of the bad guy, the role of the thug. That was my first experience. Then the commercials started. All the commercials were about that. I've been doing them from then until today.
Did that bother you?
No, not at all. It's just a role. If you get to know me, I'm only bad when I have to be. If you mess with my family or insult me.
If they told you that you would play a role where you had to act dumb, let's say, would you do it?
If it's funny? Yes, I don't mind at all. It doesn't bother me at all.
But that doesn't offend
What?
the image of bodybuilders?
You mean to act like a bodybuilder too? No, no.
They definitely suggested that to you.
No, they haven't suggested it to me. They haven't suggested it to me. But because I believe that a true athlete, whether he's a bodybuilder, a boxer, or anything else, should train not only the outside, but also the inside. So for me to project an image that isn't reality, that doesn't represent what I stand for, I wouldn't do that. I've played other roles where I might make a fool of myself, but it's funny. I like making a fool of myself. I don't have a problem with it. But to play intelligible this, no, the dumb one, the bodybuilder, not all of them are dumb. There are very few who are smart. Not dumb, I wouldn't say dumb. Unfortunately,
They just seem that way.
it has a huge impact, and kids today need to control that. They need to be able not to show outwardly. I mean, I see it at the gym. They come in with an attitude like, they foul language my girlfriend and I'm here to work out. Come on, guys, don't act like that.
Can I share something I just thought of? I believe that when someone gains power, both from money and from their body, that's when their true character shows. Did you understand what I mean? Someone could be miserable their whole life, but once they get money, you see who they truly are.
The insecure person.
It will show when he has the power.
It's like the uniform on an officer. If the police officer is insecure. I have very good friends who are police officers and I respect them a lot. Very good friends who are police officers and also police officers who are athletes. But there are some others I know who, were insecure kids. The kids who used to get slapped around when they were young. As soon as they put on the uniform, they act like the neighborhood sheriff and start messing with people. It's the same with sports. So if you're insecure when you're young and you blame everything and everyone, you go out and criticize everyone. Why does he look like that? Why does the other guy? Who is he? You don't even look at your own face in the mirror. If you're doing bodybuilding or martial arts, you become a total badass.
Let me say this, that many people are like that. It's impossible for them not to exist. It's not just the bodybuilders, but they're the ones who stand out. So the same thing applies to money. People will see the famous ones, but I believe this applies to everyone, even to everyday people.
2 people have approached me at the same time in the past. One of them had a lot of money and he said to me, you know what? I want to be, he told me, in the summer, ripped, all that. Yeah, I want girls to see me and get wet in their panties. And I'll give you whatever you want. Take this much. A lot of money back then. Back then it was nothing like now. And there was another guy who had a health problem. And he really wanted to improve both his body and his health, to get into this fitness lifestyle, to make it his way of life. And to improve himself more so that his partner would want him too, his wife.
Yes.
But he tells me, you know what? I work at a photo studio. I remember it like it was just now. I work at a photo studio and my boss hasn't paid me for 3 months. Can you train me? Now, I'm sorry to say this. Can you train me and I'll pay you when my boss pays me? Who did I call? The one who had a problem. Leave the other one.
Because the other one didn't really want it, and there was no point.
I don't like that you think just because you have a lot of money that
You can do whatever you want.
I've handled a lot of money before because of my previous job. And as a personal trainer, I was the most expensive personal trainer that has ever worked in Greece at that time. The most expensive. And the clients I had were very powerful names, really. People with a lot of financial power. And do you know why they kept me by their side? Because I was honest with them and I didn't see them as just money. We became friends and we're still friends. I was making a lot of money from that. Things have changed because of current times. But I never tried to show off, to flaunt what I was wearing or say, look at this, look at that, look how much money I spent here or where I went on vacation. No, I'm not interested. It's the same thing with physical appearance. I could easily, with my physique, my height, whatever, just get by. And I could just walk by with that style and everyone would be in awe as I pass. No, I hate it. It's much better to be respected than to be feared. It's not the same at all. Making people fear me is a very easy thing. I can change my expression a bit and look at you a little strangely and talk to you a bit more, the way people talk nowadays. Exactly. I could give you a bone-crushing handshake and you'd say, whoa, damn. But once I turn away, do you know what they'll say? Look at that jerk.
You don't gain anything?
No, man, let me tell you something. I'm well liked in the sport. I'm well liked by the people, by those who know me. Those who don't know me, they say whatever they want. People often tell me, do you know what he said about you? I ask, who? They say him. I reply, I don't know him. They tell me, but he said this. Yeah, okay, does he know who I am? They say, do you know what he said? That he used to train you. I say, who is this guy? They show me his photo on Instagram, and I say, it's the first time I've ever seen this kid. Maybe at some gym I had asked someone for help, I don't know, with the incline presses. Hey man, please, can you spot me for a bit? So this guy later told everyone, I used to train Manolis Spyrou. I was his trainer.
They say whatever they want.
Let them say whatever they want. Let them say whatever they want.
I want us to talk a bit about family, because I've spoken with many activists and people who are generally quite passionate, let's say, in the field. I believe that in the end, no matter what career you've had, no matter how much money you've made, even if you've achieved the best things, in the end, family is what you'll be most proud of. Do you think that's true? You said that now your daughter gives you...
Now? Since she was born, my friend, since my daughter was born, just like when I was with my ex-wife. The fight was not my first concern. I had to take care of some other things first so that I could have the time and space later to do my fights. I mean, I wasn't putting all my energy into my athletic preparation and neglecting my family. Me, personally, I don't know. And you said that in the end, that's what you have left, the family, right? It's from the beginning, not at the end. From the moment you start a family until the end when you die, it's your family. The competitions are something that has passed. My little daughter is something that exists and will always exist. And I have to be strong, powerful, healthy inside and out so I can offer her and provide her with the security she needs and to be a good father.
She motivates you to keep going and live.
Yes, she's my biggest motivation.
No matter what happens to you, you have that to think about. You can't give up. If you give up, you're...
I never give up. I never give up. No matter what happens to me, and things have...
We'll talk now.
We'll talk.
That's why I want to connect it.
You put it for me. Yes, you press the button.
I'll move on to today now because everything else has passed and I want us to talk a bit about health.
Indeed.
I want us to talk about the health issue that came up for you. Would you like to elaborate on that a bit? How did that happen?
You tell me what you've heard.
Well, okay. I'm pretty sure from what people say that kidney failure resulted from being a professional athlete.
Indeed.
Is that what happened?
No.
What happened?
I told you, people are bad, very bad. Bad. No, that's wrong. I take back what I said. It feeds them to meddle in other people's business. So, since I'm also someone who stands out, I'll tell you what I notice on the street or when I go somewhere, like to a gym. So, there are two types of people. One will look at me with admiration, and the other will look at me like this. And God forbid, and he looks at his girlfriend too, just in case she looks at me. All right? So, generally, I don't look at anyone, nor am I impressed by people admiring me. To be honest, I'm embarrassed. This whole health issue came up. I'll tell you how. What will people say? Manolis damaged his kidneys from the years he spent as a professional athlete. Makes perfect sense.
That's where they're heading?
No, I would head there too. But the papers. And 3 directors of the largest hospitals here in Greece and one of the best nephrologists in Greece and abroad. Should I say the name? I won't say it. The documents, I can say that they themselves said it, but I have the documents. I have an autoimmune disease which is called glomerulonephritis. My mother had glomerulonephritis and I inherited it.
So you would have gotten this anyway?
I would have gotten it earlier, much earlier. Just because of a very healthy diet and exercise. I mean, if I ate like an average Greek, cheese pies, bougatsa, pizza, booze, goodbye, that's it. So 2 years ago, 2 years, when was it?
At 52.
2 years ago, I was invited to do a commercial. In that commercial, I had a leading role, and at the catering that took place 4 or 5 days before, they brought food for us actors there. Pastizio, moussaka, soutsoukakya, I don't eat those. And I ate a hamburger from there. Okay, at least I'll eat the patty with a little bread. I took out the French fries from inside. So I got a very severe case of food poisoning. The exact same thing happened to me as to a young lady from the Navy. At exactly the same time when it was shown on television, the television showed the incident along with others on the ship who had gotten sick. We had the exact same thing, severe food poisoning. The young lady in the intensive care unit didn't make it, she died. I survived because the man upstairs doesn't want me yet. They don't have anything that fits me. And what did he do to me? I went home after that with terrible pain and I was vomiting. In 4 days, I lost 12 kilos. 12 kilos of body weight in 4 days.
They go away just like that?
Yes. We had called 3 doctors to the house. Unfortunately, all 3 doctors misdiagnosed me. So, the first doctor told me I had a problem with my intestines and gave me some pills, Rifacol. Most of you know them. It's an antibiotic for the intestines. The second doctor told me to drink 2 liters of Coca-Cola, eat bananas and toast, and I was thinking to myself, what is this guy telling me? I mean, he's a dietitian. That's not what they do. He's a doctor, so I'll listen to him. Nothing to do with it. I was vomiting even more. The third doctor gave me an IV, but instead of giving me sodium, because when you vomit you lose your minerals, he gave me a dextrose IV, which is sugar, and the dextrose made me raise my insulin, caused hypoglycemia, and I ended up vomiting even more. So the result was, the next day, I had the commercial shoot. My wife wouldn't let me go, and I kept telling her I had to because I was already paid and it was a leading role. So in this commercial, my role was to take I was in the ring, mixed martial arts, not mixed martial arts, the ones in America, World Wrestling Federation. To pick up a person weighing 72 to 74 kilos from the ground, lift him up here, spin him around, and throw him down. The crowd was shouting in the stands. So guys, this scene was shot 48 times. So you understand, a dehydrated, exhausted body lifting a person who weighs 72 kilos, which is not the same as a 72 kilo barbell. It's a person, spinning him around and around over and over again. In August, in the summer, things got much worse. I wasn't drinking water so I wouldn't throw up during the filming. The result was that as soon as the filming ended, I called my wife because I couldn't drive. I told her, come pick me up, I'm not feeling well. And we went to another doctor and he gave me an electrocardiogram. He told me, your heart's fine, you're okay, and made similar comments. Go on vacation, relax a bit from work and everything, and during the vacation you'll eat, you'll recover, and everything will be fine. You'll gain the weight back. I went on vacation to see my mom too. I wasn't getting better, I was dragging myself around. So when I came back after 10 days, I mean, imagine that I was 10 days after that from dehydration. They had my kidneys straight to stage 5 along with the intense exercise. That's called rhabdomyolysis. Rhabdomyolysis plus the autoimmune condition I had. So when I got back and my wife told me, you definitely need tests now, I went to a diagnostic center. On Friday, they did the tests and told me, come pick them up on Monday. And they called me Friday afternoon, saying, you know, Mr. Spyrou, go to an emergency hospital now because by Monday you won't be alive. You won't be alive. So I went then. Which hospital was on duty? Tsaneo was on duty. I went and as soon as I go and they take my blood and see the results, imagine that just a month before I had done general tests and my creatinine was at 1.2. At 1.2 for my height and weight, that's perfectly fine. My liver, my transaminases were perfect. They even told me, hey man, your liver and your heart are like a baby's. How did you get kidney problems? The doctors at Tsaneo asked me. I won't name the director of Tsaneo's nephrology department. And they immediately took me to surgery and made a small incision here to insert a tube so they could do the dialysis from there. Of course, the tube the surgeons put in was the wrong size. They made a mistake and it was too short, so it didn't reach my heart because of my height. So for 15 days, the dialysis sessions that were supposed to happen didn't actually happen. The doctor would come and check my tests every morning while I was in the hospital and say to me, Mr. Spyrou, you're eating food from outside, aren't you? I said, no, doctor, I only eat what you give me here at the hospital. The next day, Mr. Spyrou, you're eating from outside. This continued. 2 weeks later, I decided to speak up. Look at me for a moment here. I'm not eating from outside, only what you give me here. Then why aren't your numbers going down? Do you know what he did? He was reading me the test results of the patient next to me, who was a diabetic with kidney disease, and they were giving me the medication meant for the other patient. Also, this foul language refused me dialysis and made things worse. I didn't leave the hospital calmly. No, not at all. If you do things like that to me, I won't leave calmly. And fortunately, I went to the model nephrology clinic where the people there were amazing, from the doctors to the nurses and everyone else. But even there, the doctors were puzzled that my body doesn't respond the way other people's bodies do. I mean, the word protocol just doesn't exist, guys. I'm not a protocol case in medicine, but I'm not a protocol case in coaching either. My body is different. Someone who's obese is different. Someone who's 5'7" is different. And so is a 45-kilo woman. We're not a protocol. Every person is different. So the doctor was seeing me, Mr. Druzis, whom I thank very much. Mr. Druzis, thank you for your care in there. You are an excellent doctor. And he says to me, Mr. Spyrou, how are you feeling? How did you get here? By ambulance or by taxi for dialysis? And I tell him, I walked here from Piraeus. He says, what? I tell him, I do aerobics. It's 45 minutes. He asks, and how do you feel? I say, just fine. I did dialysis and I don't do 3 hours. I do 5 because of my height and weight. So 5 hours lying on a bed. As soon as I finish dialysis, he says, you're going home to lie down now, right? I say, no, I'm walking back, doing aerobics, working, eating at home, and then I have personal training sessions till evening. He just looked at me. I also say it's not just that I work, but on the days I don't do dialysis, meaning Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also work out. I do aerobics on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday when I come here, and on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do a full regular workout. Not with the weights I used to use, with different systems, which we won't talk about the systems, Liv. With these systems, so I could achieve some things with my body without using the huge weights I used to use before competitions. So my diet was what it should be. Bodybuilding has helped me a lot, and the change wasn't as hard for me as it is for other kidney patients who used to eat things like bugatsa, cheese pies, and all sorts of stuff every day. So I would go to the center for those 5 hours, and I had my bowl with my weighed food. And the others were eating lucumaids, cookies, and all sorts of junk. And they would say to me, "What are you eating?" And I'd say, "Hey, what are you eating? Don't the doctors tell you what you should eat? They just tell you to take this or that medicine." Is it possible then for a kidney patient to be given those things in there? Is it possible that at Metaxa, the hospital where my uncle was, they gave him canned fruit pasta, small pasta, potatoes? Cancer centers are fed with simple sugars. Why are you feeding them that stuff? We are, let me not say how we are. A lot of information is needed both in medical matters and in coaching. I'll mention coaching too, because some things really frustrate me. Still, eat oatmeal with protein in the morning, with banana, with peanut butter, chicken and rice, chicken and rice, chicken and rice, beef and potatoes. The other person has insulin resistance, so you make him gain weight and harm his health. Why?
So, Mr. Manolis, now all this is happening. After a certain point, you started dialysis and you need to find a kidney. When did this happen?
It happened 2 years ago.
Oh, so you found it right away?
My mother offered to give me, and she didn't know she had this autoimmune condition. And when she had thorough tests and they did a biopsy, they found that she had only one kidney. The other one had been destroyed by the autoimmune disease. You just don't realize you have something wrong with your kidney. And then the director turned to me and said, "Mrs. Melixopoulou, thank you very much for everything, from Lyko Hospital. That your mother can't give you her kidney because then she would be left with only one kidney. She would be left with a damaged kidney. It doesn't work, so she would have to start dialysis the very next day. If that's even possible, I would never do something like that to my mom." And my wife offered, and I received the kidney from my wife, Maria. I received it from my wife. The necessary tests were done, and they took a very long time, 4 or 5 months of tests.
But it also has to be a match.
The blood type has to match, but some things have advanced so much now that even if it's not the same blood type, they can make it match. Yes. So, and the transplant was done. As long as I was at Lyko Hospital, did they bring us breakfast for a month? How long did I stay? A month?
A month, huh?
They brought us breakfast at 8 o'clock. They used to wake us up at 6 in the morning to take us around, draw blood and things like that. So what was I supposed to do from 6 to 8? Would I just lie on my back like the others? I'm not the type to lie on my back. I used to go outside of Lyko. Normally, there's across the street.
Weren't you on an IV?
Yes, I was with the IV in the hallways. Then, when they took the IV out, I would go and do aerobics. There's a very nice square outside with a fountain, and I would do aerobics around the fountain in the morning. They would see me there with the bandages and everything, and I would come back in the morning to have my breakfast. Of course, I didn't eat the hospital breakfast, which was toast with jam, but I had my own breakfast that was brought to me. My wife, and all my meals were from my wife. Of course, after talking with the doctors, I told them, I don't eat, jelly and creams with sugar in them. And I ate the foods I was supposed to eat.
Regarding your diet, what did you change?
I reduced protein a bit, but overall I wasn't very...
Because muscle mass also decreased?
Muscle mass decreased. I lost a lot of weight. To tell you the truth, when they suddenly tell you that, your athletic career is over, it feels like the ground disappears from under your feet. But my mind is so programmed to adapt to certain situations instead of giving up and feeling sorry for myself, that I say, okay, now we have to solve this problem. So either I'll let the problem drag me down, or I'll take the problem and drag it down myself. I won't let the problem take over me. And what did I do? What should I do? Okay, I forget about the competitions. I competed until I was 52. My last competition was a world championship. You've done so much, it offers me something, not for people to see. I told you, for me it's spiritual. I like the preparation, but I say, okay, I won't go on stage, but I'll still do the preparation, even in the condition I'm in now.
As a way of life.
Normally, I get up in the morning, I go do my cardio, whether it's raining or it's hot. I always like nature, going outside, putting on my headphones. And I do my cardio at that time. I go back home, make my breakfast. I prepare my meals because my wife works too. She also has her own gym. So we help each other out, right? When my wife comes home and she's tired, it's better for me to make her a meal to eat rather than her making mine. I like to help her relax when she's tired, just like she takes care of me. What can I say? I'm a very lucky man with the wife I have. My life is normal, a struggle. I work out regularly. 4 times a week, 5 times a week I do cardio. I watch my diet. On the weekend I'll be with my daughter, I'll be with friends. We'll go out and enjoy 1 or 2 meals of my choice. And on Monday, I'll go back to doing what I love, this lifestyle.
I want to say something too. I basically want to comment that you really show who you are in the difficulties of life. You really show yourself as an athlete, as a fighter. Because, okay, it's good to be strong in the sport, to be competitive, all that, but that's where you'll show yourself in life. Isn't that right, don't you think?
You know what I say? When they ask me, oh my boy, what happened to you? I ask, why are you talking to me like that?
They feel sorry for you.
No, man, I'm not to be pitied by anyone. I'm not to be pitied. Let others be crybabies. I'm not to be pitied. So I told you, I adapt. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing what happened to me happened. Did you hear what I said, huh? I'm grateful for what happened to me so I can appreciate life, things I didn't appreciate in the past. As long as you have your health, you appreciate your health. And now, with all that I've seen in hospitals, I can advise younger people on what to avoid and what to do to have a good quality of life.
What I often say in many episodes is that essentially there is no light without darkness. In other words, to appreciate joy, you also have to experience sadness. Exactly. You have to experience the bad in order to appreciate the good. So that's what happens. You only appreciate your health after something like this. Otherwise, you won't appreciate it. You won't experience it. It's crazy, isn't it? Everyone wants to avoid the bad things.
Believe me, all the time I was doing dialysis and the things I saw inside Lyco Hospital, I'm not hiding from you that at least 7, 8, 9, 10 people have died next to me. I mean, I would just turn my head and see death right beside me. And at night when I was working, I've seen a lot, things that, I almost didn't make it. But it matters, like I told you, how you approach it and what mindset you have, even at night. I knew how to handle those who came looking for trouble. Not with muscles and looks, if the other person is...
With the way you said.
Well, yes, if the other person has taken all kinds of crap, neither muscles nor anything else matter. They saw me as an ant. The other guy, had his own stories and saw me as nothing. Nothing, goodbye. So there I could easily, with my words, make you feel that, you know what? Everything's fine. Go now. Leave because I can't let you in. Come back later and I'll let you in for free. All right, as if he would come the way he was. And everything was resolved very nicely. Everything was resolved very nicely. I'm not saying there haven't been any fights, okay? Or that I haven't lost it a couple of times. A couple of times I've lost it when they said something about my mom.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there. And again, I avoided hitting because I've done it a couple of times and caused such damage that I regret it. I feel really bad afterward, and in most cases, it's at night. You remember it there at the shops? Do you know what I did? I didn't touch their body, nothing. With just one move, I would tear their clothes and they'd be left half naked in the shop. That's it. You can't do anything to me just because I tore your clothes. It's different if I hit you. They left because they were half naked.
Crazy. All right, let's leave this topic as well. We still have many audience questions to address. I would like to ask you now, what are you aiming for in your life at this moment? I mean, what plans do you have for the future?
I'm not someone who settles for little. I don't rest on my laurels. Every day when I wake up, I set goals. And I want to become a better Manolis every day for life. In all aspects of my life. And my primary role right now is my family.
So you want to become an even better father?
Yes.
Even more.
More and more every day. Better support. If I show you, I have it here. A birthday card from my wife and daughter who wished me happy birthday and what it says underneath. It's the best gift I've ever gotten. I mean, the fact that she tells me she loves me and that I'm not like other dads. Thank you for the way you talk to me. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for not yelling at me. Because you can easily be friends with your child and do it with the calmness in your voice. To help them understand some things. Because at these ages now, my daughter is 13 and a half, almost 14. These are rebellious ages. All right? When my mom used to tell me, don't do that, well, I would go and do it. All right?
Yeah, are you careful now?
I won't say don't do it. Do what you want, as long as you stay true to yourself and don't let others influence you negatively. You don't have to do something just because your friends did. And always be yourself. Don't imitate anyone. So if you make a mistake, let it be your true self who comes and corrects your mistake, not because you imitated someone else.
But do you want your child to avoid mistakes, failures?
You know what? I really want that as a parent, of course, but it's impossible not to make mistakes. Because if you don't make mistakes, and if you don't fail, you won't succeed. All these things are part of the process. You know what matters? I have to make her strong here, not just here. So that she learns, like I told you before, to face the problem and not let the problem face her.
For the roles to change. And I believe in what you said. Failure brings you closer to success.
You know what I tell them in the gym? I say, do you know why you pay me? Yeah, to get us in shape. I say, you're wrong. You're wrong. You pay me to destroy your body. In here, I tell him, I'm tearing your muscle fibers. Huh? I'm destroying you. Then at home, in your kitchen, you'll build your body. Here, I tell him, I'm on the construction site, breaking things down, okay? Then you go and pour quality concrete, build a quality structure. If you use bad concrete, you'll have a bad building and it'll collapse. So I tell them, what is the key to success in bodybuilding? They ask me, what is it? I say, failure. Reach failure, learn to love the pain. It's a sport for masochists. As one of my basketball coaches used to tell me when I was about to transfer to OFI, And then I crashed my motorcycle. He was a coach in the NBA for college teams. He turned to me and said, he looked at me like this and said, "If you don't feel pain, being a champion is masochism. If you play basketball and you don't fall down, if your feet don't get blisters underneath. If you're a swimmer and you don't go to the bottom of the pool, swallow water and have someone pull you up, you won't become good. It's the same here. The lazy ones don't get ahead. Those who don't think properly, like we said, AB, what do I think? The positive. I got injured. You'll get better and it'll teach you not to do this again, not to get injured again. I'm going to put so much weight on the bar to show that I'm the strongest in the gym. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you lift them, not how much. If you lift a lot of weight with the right technique, then yes, I take my hat off to you. If you do barbell curls and deadlifts together, you're not really working your biceps.
It's how you see it.
In general, it's how you see life. And things come to you. You know, if you think positively and love yourself, not just your outer self in the mirror, but your inner self, you remove negative thoughts every day. Believe me, at night when I go home, I finish late at night, I wake up very early and I go home late at night. Before I enter my house, I sit outside my house for a while. And I cleanse myself. I cleanse myself. I'm grateful to those who've taught me things, to get the mud out of myself so that I can enter my home to my wife and be clean. My wife doesn't deserve it. To have to deal with everything I've been through all day at the gym or on the road while I'm riding my motorcycle, to go and leave all that in the house, my complaints and my problems, no, my friend, that's not right at all. My home is a sacred place. I walk in and I smile. I'll hold her, I'll kiss her, I'll hug her. I'm not going to go and say, let me tell you what happened at work today. Hold on, man. Come on. I'm not like that.
Yes, basically everything comes from here, and you can change your life if you control how you see things. That's it. So let's move on to the last message now so we can get to audience questions, because we've been going for 2 hours, let's say. So I want you to share a message with the people watching us, with young people. There are also veterans of the field watching. So whatever you want to say to the audience, a message.
You mentioned a word, the veterans of the field. So I'll tell you a word, something of my own, that as a person and as an athlete, I respect. All those people who have accomplished certain things, I respect them. Regardless of whether they've said certain things or anything else, I don't hold grudges. In general, I don't hold grudges. I really appreciate some people. My advice for young people is, first of all, make peace with yourself. Love yourself so that others can love you too. Because if you don't love yourself, if you don't take care of yourself and don't feed yourself properly, it's like putting bad quality fuel in your engine. You have a really good engine and you go and put junk gasoline and muddy water in it.
You'll ruin it.
Yeah, man, right now at the beginning, you're like a new motorbike. Later, at my age, things won't be like that. You'll get screwed. So learn to love yourself. Listen, I'll say one word. Don't be a narcissist. One thing is different from the other. Loving yourself means respecting yourself and respecting those around you. Respect is a very big word, to respect yourself and those around you, not to make fun of others, not to act like you're above others, you're nothing. I don't consider myself above others. When I go next to someone else, I won't compare myself. If he is more physically, if he is physically lower than me, I will try to help him. Yes, to lift him up, my friend. If he is higher than me, I will approach him and say, tell me how I can become like you too. I was very lucky in here. I've met Panagiotis, I respect him a lot. I went up to him and told him a few things, and I said, I respect you a lot as an athlete and for your mentality. I mean, that mentality really suits me. He's a person who looks after his family, takes care of himself, doesn't care what others do, and focuses on his training. He loves life, he does everything to have a quality life. I respect people like that. Now, pretending to be something here just to act important when you haven't done anything in your life, I'll just ignore you. I won't say anything to you, because sometimes you try to help someone and you see that they don't accept the help. Well, once, twice, 3 times, I won't bother with you because then it ends up hurting me. So, life is beautiful and we enjoy it no matter what situation we're in.
So, Mr. Manolis, that's a very nice message. I'd like us to move on to the second part of the podcast. I don't know if you've noticed, I have the smelling salts here.
What is that? I know what they are, man. They're not new, they're old. Yeah.
Basically, I've picked out some questions from the audience that they've asked us. They're pretty intense, and you have the option not to answer and just smell here.
Depending on who asked what.
I haven't noted that.
I don't care who it is, as long as they're not pretending. I get the point. If it's someone who would say, let your goat die, you foul language, I won't answer. Or if they say, I don't know, to some people who have suffered damage to their health, they say 2 things, serves them right, and the second thing is, luckily it didn't happen to me. People are bad. I don't deal with bad people at all. I've met bad people even in the hospital, I'm telling you, even in the hospital. I'm not just referring to life in general or nightlife. Even in gyms, I've spent 37 years in them. I've met many people in the hospital on dialysis, which sends a powerful message about life. Man, this other guy just came down recently, 70 years old, 70. Mr. Costas, be well, Mr. Costas. He ran in the marathon. He's a kidney patient. And others are at home watching television, only watching the news. The negative side of the news. No, I'm not like that. I'm not going to become like that no matter what happens to me. I will fight it. I'm not like that.
So, shall we go to the first question?
Let's go see.
Let's go. So it says, do you miss the competition scene? If so, what do you miss the most?
I do miss the competition scene, I won't lie to you, but I don't miss getting up there and posing. I miss the preparation for the competitions, I miss the journey. You understand? I mean, someone who's done it.
Having a goal and having to...
Many of you have done it. It's this whole challenge every day, that's it.
You have a purpose, to wake up. So we move on.
Yes.
Some say the health issues are from being a pro athlete. What's your response?
I have to say that I have a very good lawyer whom I train, who turned to me and said, hey Manolis, do you want to make money? You have 3 documents that show these things. From what you've suffered with your kidneys, what you've gone through. And it has nothing to do with medication, because all my tests were completely clear before I got this from severe food poisoning. Because I'm tired of repeating the same things all the time. Everyone thinks whatever they want.
Are they slandering you?
Yes, so I can file a lawsuit for slander.
So, are they actually doing that?
Who?
That thing?
Of course. They are also well-known people in the field who have come out.
So they get involved and say, how did this happen to you?
In general, they are concerned with what I do. I'm a person who stands out. I don't know, maybe my bald head shines too much and I get noticed? I don't know. Anyway, let them talk. I don't care at all. I don't care about you at all. I know what it's about. I have the 3 cards. So if you want, we can do it differently. I don't know.
All right, let's go to the next one. Many people think that bodybuilders are all muscle and no brains. What would you say to people who think that way? Is that true?
I'll tell you something. Do you know where bodybuilding started?
From ancient Greece.
Bravo, bodybuilding started in ancient Greece. What were the ancient Greeks? Very wise. All these things we have now, right here, what we're experiencing, philosophy, democracy, mathematics, all of these came from those people, our ancestors, and from nothing else. Otherwise, the planets that are recognized by the whole world wouldn't be called Poseidon, Ares, Zeus, Kronos, Aphrodite. What would they be called? I don't know what. I respect everything. Everyone's beliefs. I respect everyone's beliefs. I have my own. So I would say that if they get a bit more informed and open their eyes and read, because it takes a lot of reading, this subject, it's not just about lifting weights, eating a lot of food, and doing some injections. It's nothing like that. They will become better people and better athletes. If you train your mind first, when I say something positive, when I read something that gives me more knowledge, all of these affect the neurons in my brain. They are the ones that send signals to my body. So when I enrich my knowledge, and the words I say are not negative, when I don't envy, when I don't feel jealousy, all of these affect my body. So you don't need to take too many milligrams. Chemistry. Raise your own chemistry. Boost your hormonal system through good thoughts and through nutrition, because nutrition affects our hormonal system.
Everyone focuses, you say, on chemistry, but not on how to become better, more naturally.
Look, let me tell you something. For me, my own opinion is this. If you want to do something more competitively, man, first exhaust the physical abilities that nature has given you. And then not to go to just anyone who has competed but doesn't have knowledge, but to go to people who go to a specialist doctor, to an endocrinologist. Get your body measured to check your testosterone levels, my boy. If it's at the bottom, you should add enough so that you're where you need to be. If it's sky high and you add more, then everything will shut down. I'm telling you. Now I'm talking about competitive bodybuilding, okay? Earlier I said that I took medicine for the first time in my life at 27. Astraf, my favorite athlete whom I trained and took on when he was 14 or 15 years old, 64 kilos, we reached 110. In the early years of his career, he hadn't taken anything. People believe if they want to, and if not, they don't. We don't care about you at all, so I didn't say the word balls. So yes, you can achieve a lot through your diet, and if you fix your diet like that, you can build muscle through nutrition. You need to fix your training and not just copy champion workouts because they don't suit you. Just because someone else does it doesn't mean you'll become like them. It's not related at all.
You are different.
You are completely different. There is no protocol. There is no protocol.
This word must be deleted.
Yeah, man, I mostly say protocol in the context of medicine. I mean, for me, they tried to give me the same things, the same diet.
And it failed.
With my 80-year-old grandfather beside me, weighing 47 kilos. Guys, I said, look at me. And you know what? No doctor has ever seen you. They just look at your papers. Manolis' creatinine is this much. The grandfather's is this much. So these are the medications. Hey, I'm over 2 meters tall and weigh over 100 kilos. What? Get informed a bit. Don't be so stubborn.
Theoretically.
Every person is treated differently, whether it's in training or in medical matters. They are treated differently by people who are open-minded and informed and who read. And they haven't stayed 50 years in the past.
How did you feel about the response that the commercial with Masistas received?
So, listen. The commercial with Masistas came much later. It was a very successful commercial. It was the most successful commercial of the year back then. Some magazines and newspapers had written about it. I've done 42 commercials and 5 movies in my life. Yes, well, the truth about commercials is that you become famous at that moment. I mean, for 3, 6 months, maybe a year. After that, you're forgotten until you do another one. It wasn't my dream to be on television, so even when people saw me on the street, they'd say, "Oh, aren't you that guy? I look like him." I'm not good at it.
So, did it bother you?
What? It didn't bother me. Look, let me tell you, it was some extra money that helped me make my life more comfortable. I mean, I wasn't interested in being on television to become...
Yeah.
That's it, come on. Aren't you an actor? No, I'm not. I'm an athlete. It's just because of my looks, because of my ugly face. They wanted me for the role of the muscle guy, the prisoner. In a movie I did a year and a half ago, what was I? I was the prison boss. What else would I be? The maid? No.
Have they called you abroad as well?
I've done an Assassin's Creed commercial.
Where is it? Can you show me later?
I'll show it to you later.
Crazy. Alright, let's go to the next one. Do you think that bodybuilding mentally prepared you for the difficulties you're facing now?
100%. It's 100% thanks to Manolis you see now and to my way of thinking.
So bodybuilding builds you.
For me, it built me more on the inside, okay? On the outside, you can see how I'm dressed. Even at the gym, I wear a long sleeve shirt. I don't wear a tank top with my nipple out. Okay? Yeah, all right. In the summer, I'll wear something that makes me feel comfortable, but generally, even the photos I post on Instagram are taken when everyone has left the gym.
You don't want to...
No, I don't want to, man. I don't want to stand in front of the lady who doesn't know, especially since she's right next to me and just staring at me. Well, okay, I guess.
So, have you ever felt that the audience treats you like a freak because of your appearance? How do you deal with it? We were going to say that at first.
Yes.
What do you have to say about that?
The truth is that you don't treat me like a freak. Maybe on television or in commercials, or if someone sees me on the street, they might say something like that. You know, that the prison chief got out of prison. All right? Or the strongman who got this face is now out.
At your peak, when you were 142 kilos, that must have been a bit much.
Look, let me tell you something. The insecure person, yes, will get scared. But those who know me and see that when I speak, I don't just grunt and that I'm an educated person, they treat me completely differently. Absolutely, I have something funny to tell you.
It's just the first impression, let's say.
The first impression is, look, let me tell you something. Someone sees me, let's say, just as I am. I didn't have time to go do cardio. Either at Floisvos or behind Stadio Irenis Kaifilius, where I usually go and work out, or at Piraiki, and I say I'll go work out in Piraeus, and now I'm in Piraeus with my headphones on. And at an intersection, I bump into 2 grandmothers. Grandmothers, real grandmothers. I'm telling you, with headscarves and all that, 75 years old. And as soon as we come face to face like this, the grandmothers, they barely reach my belly button. They go, "Oh my God, what is this?" And people were staring at us. Well, okay, I started laughing and left. "Oh my God, what is this?" "Well, what do you expect the grandmother to say now? That I'm a good kid? I don't care. It's fine." I said, "Calm down, Grandma. It's okay. I've had breakfast and I'm leaving."
Here, I really believe in the saying that you should never judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Yes.
The content inside is different.
It's unrelated, but you'd need to be an excellent psychologist to pull that off.
Okay, shall we go again?
Oh, yes.
All right. So many years in nightlife, how were things? How did he handle fights? But surely you've seen fights that you had to stop, not that you had to get involved yourself. You understand, because surely over there they were fighting whatever it was.
I'm telling you about a place that could hold 5,000 people. You get what happened.
But you were a team. How many were inside?
4.
Only? You and Sunos?
With my friend Yanis, we haven't worked together, not at all. I was in a bit of a different phase. I'll tell you. I was kind of in the phase where I didn't want to use my hands, my muscle strength, or my size. I could solve problems through discussion. You'll ask, with someone drunk and aware of what they drank, what can you do? What they've had to drink and all, what can I say? I know and talk to them. I know.
In general, the first years when
What?
you didn't have the experience, after 10 years for sure, but the first years when you started at 22, like you said, how was it then?
I won't lie to you, I've gotten into fights, but only because maybe they said something. No, they said something about my mother, or like, come outside so I can... I went into the shop, I'll tell you. I went into the shop because the owner had a thing like a laser, and it alerts you if something happens inside. And it shows you with the laser where the trouble is, because with so many people you can't see. So I go inside and I see a guy there who had started doing his thing, hugging and all that. And I go in, push through the crowd and take him out. You know, there's a hold where you grab the other guy's arm, put him behind your back, lock his arm, and he can't do anything. And I just went ahead to get through the crowd. The other guy was coming from behind, so I was like, good evening, how are you? Hello, good evening, I'm fine. And the other guy was coming from behind, just like that. I took him outside and he started telling me his own stories, all right? I've seen it all.
Yeah, huh? He wasn't afraid.
What should he be afraid of? If I give you 15 lines and 2 bottles of whiskey and all that, do you see how I am?
So, Mr. Manolis, and the last question is, what advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Surely now the experience is much greater. I would give advice to my 20-year-old self and to my 54-year-old self now. To think before speaking.
What will he say?
What I will say, to whom I will say it. And you don't have to keep saying yes all the time. A person needs to learn to say no to things that harm them mentally. So when you have the strength to say no, you become a better person. I've said yes to so many people, especially in the past.
So you wouldn't hurt them?
Because I feel sorry for them.
And is that a bad thing?
It's bad. I'm sorry, so I was saying yes, but yes hurt myself. So it must be good to say no, to grit your teeth at that moment, to say I can't help you rather than hurting yourself. And in the end, there isn't even...
Any benefit?
Benefit? Not financial. I don't care about the financial part. There's no gratitude or respect or anything like that. I mean, it's good to be able to say no and not be taken advantage of. Whether it's about knowledge or about old friends who used to come and always ask me for pocket money, and I gave it to them because I felt sorry for them. In tough times, these people end up turning their backs on you. All right?
Because everyone only looks out for themselves.
It's okay, no problem. No, like I said, I did those things because I felt I had to help someone. If you don't appreciate it, that's your issue.
But do you believe that by giving, by doing good things, did that come back to you?
Yes.
So it comes back to you, like what we call karma.
Yes, of course.
But you don't do it for a reward, do you?
No. If you do something like that, it will never come back to you. If you do something with your heart, with your soul, something good, it will definitely come back to you. And if you do something bad, it will definitely come back to you too. So do something good. And right now, I feel happy inside and out in my life. It's that's a very strong word I'm saying, to feel this way. Someone else may have more money, someone else may be a better athlete, someone else may have 1,000 different things. I have had more money, I have been a better athlete in the past when I was younger. Some of these things fade away, some are okay, but happiness comes from within, so you can feel good about yourself with your family. I am grateful. I am grateful.
Do you think it takes a lot of strength in your soul to accept this the way you have?
It takes strength not just in your soul, but everywhere.
Because I don't often hear someone being grateful for what they've been through.
I am very much. I told you, even in life's hardships, and even with health, or if you look at it from the other side, it comes to you for a reason. So you say, the reason it happened to me is so that I can offer happiness to others through my own misfortune. And that's why I feel good. I feel happy, I go home at night, and I am very happy. At night, I cuddle on the couch with my wife. I have my daughter, I see her and I adore her, I hug her, she hugs me, she kisses me. That is happiness. What is happiness? Do I have bigger biceps than others?
And we will end with this. Thank you very much, just so you know.
Thank you.
It's an honor for the episode. Very intense, over 2 hours, I don't know. It's the first time I've done such a long episode, but it was worth it, I believe. We send strong messages to the world.
I hope so. I wish for it.
That's all. Let's thank everyone who stayed until the end. And how did you find it?
I felt really good and I had a great time.
Perfect. So thank you for your time once again. Let's wrap up the video. Also, let me mention that you can visit kostas.gr for supplements. Let's finish. Goodbye.